Hello everyone, I'm Greycloak, thank you for joining me, and welcome back to episode 181 of Factorio with the C-Block mod, where we are just making us some tank shells, because we have finally gotten a tank, and want to go test that on some worms. And yeah, that's what we're going to do now. We're also, of course, researching artillery, but we need a bunch of other stuff before we can make artillery anyway. So yeah, now we're playing around with the tank, seeing if we are gonna be uh, disappointed with that, or maybe surprised. Now we are going to use the tank to actually clear up some worms up here, because then we can expand and hopefully fit in our first bit of titanium processing up top, and have the space below it to actually make proper titanium later. But we'll see about that. Yeah, let's not worry about that right now. Let's just test the two different shells in the tank. And I guess we might as well test the machine gun as well. Let's start with normal shells, and let's hope we don't just get killed instantly. Now this is not a... Let's try to use it on the behemoth. Well, we need to get through the others first then. Okay. That takes a while. Okay, before we use the last shell, let's try the other shells on the small one. That works better there, it seems, and on those as well. Maybe. At least it works better on giant worms. Let's let some of this junk clear up. Maybe get this tank repaired. It actually does okay damage. It's just so immobile that it might not be the best solution to our worm problems. Well, we killed the behemoth with the explosive shell. Let's see this, if this does any damage. Not really. Let's go with explosive shells for sure. Repair. Oh, is that outside range? Yes, good. You never know with the behemoths. So we just set up production for both types of shells, and I guess we shouldn't really waste the explosives on the shells that we don't want to use. Unless we need those for artillery shells, but they need explosive shells. Okay. So that makes everything easier. Also, we want these, and they also require explosives after these. Yeah, and grenades. But we are going to make a more permanent setup for all of that. For now, let's just switch that up. And take these. We didn't try the machine gun, maybe that is also surprising. But it shouldn't do more damage than a turret, right? Damage bonus plus 20%. Otherwise it's just the damage of this. Maybe, maybe not. Because the turret Mach 2 makes a lot more damage than the Mach 1. But maybe that's just because of shooting speed. No, they're the same shooting speed. It has a 20% damage bonus, but I'm not sure. Maybe it was the piercing ammo that did the difference back then. Oh well. How much does this say? It does nothing. 0.67 per second only. Oh wait, that's the cannon, not this one. 15 plus 4.5. So it is 50% faster, it seems. Let's try that out first. See if it does any damage to this. Big nope. And then let's get these used up. The range isn't great on this, but I think we might be able to make it work. Let's not get too stationary here. We are out. Hopefully this makes everything a lot faster, but it should. And it does. I'm not sure what is most effective if it's targeting them directly or hitting between them for splash damage. And honestly, it isn't very fast. It seems very slow. So maybe this is not the greatest, but we'll see. Hitting directly seems to do a lot more damage. And still splashes as much, it would seem to me. It's a tool in our tool belt, but I'm not gonna call it great in any way. Can we reach these? We have only one shell left, so let's not go try to do that. Let's just park this up here. Hopefully outside of those guys' range. And then have a look here. So we want to be able to make our final setup for titanium up here. And that involves... I guess we would want processed titanium ore. Oh, wait. What? Can we do processed stuff? Or is that only for if we want to do pellets? No, but we would need chlorine, but we need that anyway. So this is just better. In that we need less resources for it. And we want to do this eventually. Now this is probably gonna take up a lot of space. I would guess. But we don't really need a lot of machines for it. So it only takes up a lot of space if we want to do our big setups. That can produce a lot more than we need. But worst case, we would need 3 times this amount of space for those crystals. So we don't have a lot of playroom up here if we want to do that. Alternatively, we can do all of this over here or something. Just want it somewhere where it's easy to remove. Or if we don't want to remove it right away, then it's not a big problem. Maybe that would be down here. There's just a lot of worms nearby, and that's why I don't want to do anything there at the moment. This space would be pretty easy to clear up, but I don't want to do that right now either, to be honest. Artillery done. Let's research this. We need titanium. No. Cobalt for the artillery anyway. We can just make a bit more space here, I guess. We could also design this first and then do the other thing afterwards. Because we could then reuse this part of the setup anyway, where we have the ore. Let's think about this at least. We do not need a lot of machines making crushed rubite here. We need half of a normal setup. So maybe if we just cut half of one of these, no, half of one of these out. We would then need 6 of those, and that's a lot less space, of course. But we could try and make... No, if we make it symmetrical, it's gonna be wider, and I don't really want wide. I want something that is just about this length anyway. But let's get to designing from the end where we need, or we know what we want, I guess. So all of this goes further to the right, like all of this, along with the sorting. But these machines on down, we want on the left side, I think. Yep. So let's go. Leaching pans, 5 of those. Doing what? We should still have this. Or should we put all of that into its own thing? Guess we can just mark these as done. Then we have what we actually need here. They need to be saccharide. And we need sulfuric acid in, that's okay. It's worth with this stuff and this stuff. So are we gonna need a full fluid bus up here as well? That complicates things a little bit. But we're gonna need these crystals for other things anyway, so maybe we do. I think it's just 6 different fluids we need for the 6 different ores. And that's probably okay. So let's at least think that we're importing all of these. Sure. That is a thought, at least. We just need chunks into this. Since chunks also produce geodes, let's just think that those go by all of this. Good. And then we have the liquid input here. And we don't have any liquid outputs? No. I guess we would want our crystal output here. Good. Then we need 5 flotation cells. They need purified water. Which we usually do right next to it. I guess we could just do that again. Because if this comes in from the outside, this could just be made right here. That would be fine. Let's assume that is what we want. It's just such a large machine. These need the ore. Wait, we also need crushing for this, right? This is crushed ore? Yes. Usually we crush it right next to the machines. Is that what we want to do here? I am not sure. Could easily have all of the crushed ore on a belt. If we just want the setup to be longer anyway. Something like that for the purified water, and this should be producing more than enough. It is 83 per second. This can produce 150 if it gets enough water at least. It would need 225 water. We usually just put in 4 these, and that's more than enough. This is pretty large though. Could we maybe do something a little different here? This sticks out, that's annoying. But can't really get 4 in like this or anything. So maybe we should just accept that it is a little big. Oh, yeah, a little big. Is this better than this? I am not sure. We need the chunks and geodes here. We are probably gonna have our pressures here. And that gives us a lot of space on this side, so we have more space than I initially thought, I guess. Is this half of what we usually have? I usually squeeze it together with underground. No, I don't. We need to be able to get rid of these byproducts as well. How many liquefiers do we need? This would be a lot easier to actually manage if this was all just in its own thing. Not this one though. This one. It is in its own thing. Why am I? No, we're not. We're designing this part, dang it. But I could just see everything here, I guess. We just need one machine doing verification for that. We need our ore in here somewhere. Crushing that ore makes crushed stone as well, right? Yes. And that we're also liquefying and clarifying. Yes. We usually do that here somewhere. Maybe I should just take this. Or the first part at least. Of this I have purified water on the inside though. Is that where we want it? It doesn't really make a difference, I don't think. So let's start with that assumption. And that is for sulfuric wastewater, and then we need our purified water still somewhere. And if we rotate this, we get the saline water on the left. Which makes this a little bit easier to get in there. We are not really allowed to use... No, we are allowed to use a lot of space here. Okay. This is still supposed to be the ore. Okay, so we need to get that past this, and that's fine. I guess this will be okay. I know I'm gonna hate this build at some point just because it's not symmetrical, but it saves a lot of space if we do it like this, so... Alternatively, we should have or produce a lot of all of the crystals and put them on belts that we can leech off of. That would maybe be good as well. So then we can reuse this setup for chunks, a full belt, and a full belt of chunks become a full belt of crystals. But then we have 6 belts of crystals that we need to manage. But is that actually a bad thing? Maybe we just expand this area a little bit. On the other hand, if we reuse all of this, then we don't have the space for the crystals. Decisions. We are going to make a temporary setup first anyway, so we don't really need this to be as fast as possible. But I need somewhere to put that temporary setup. And that's the problem here. I think we can easily remove these worms and then actually have the space there. And then we can come back to this and do it properly with a larger setup. I have made a new decision until I make the next one. Let's do that. Research. We want better projectile damage. Does that affect tank shells? No. Oh well. We also want sniper turrets. And sniper rifle, sure. Maybe, maybe not. I'm not really gonna run around and shoot myself anyway, but maybe that's worth it. Well, first of all, we need a bunch of landfill. I should probably put this somewhere where we need it, but for now it goes in junk. Hopefully this is enough. So this is what we want to do. And that's really not a lot of space required for this, so it should be enough landfill. We could probably just fit it into this space. We probably don't need to go past this. I do want to just kill these worms though. Oh, yeah, that hurts a lot. Good. Okay. Let's work towards this now. Can we fit all of this in nicely? Maybe. These can feed directly, actually. So we just want this for the Crotinium at some point here. And maybe that means we need more space. But let's start, maybe, at this end. Let's hope we can get that to work. Now we will just put everything from this setup into a warehouse. All of that. And handle it manually. We could do the same thing with the crushed stone, but I'm not sure if we want to do that. We will just sort this right here if we just had some sorters. And end up putting it in there. Doesn't reach. Are we gonna have a single tile in the middle of this setup or two? I don't know. This is just so we have the space for sure. Into those goes a bunch of crystals. Maybe we need a belt going across for that. The crystals come from leaching plants. Doing Crotinium. And they just need an input. Liquid input, I mean. The chunks. The chunks come from across this, maybe? I put all of my chunkers down here. We could do this and directly transfer that, since it's one-to-one. Sure, it's a temporary setup. Let's try not to spend too much time on the small details. This still needs to be clarified, this needs to be made. And this needs to come in from somewhere. We need to crush the input of this. Crush us. But we need more than one of these anyway, because the crushers can easily feed a lot more than one machine. And then we're back to this where we run this backwards. We will just go 10 of these, 20 of these, because that's what everything should fit with then. But the crushed stone comes out here, the ore goes in there. Should be good. The crystals come out of there, or potentially in here. But we need to also have our geodes in here. And this just needs to be crotinium. I guess we get light green. Yes, good. Do we want to save that space, or do we want it to be 2 tiles in the middle? I think this is fine. So we have 3. It doesn't matter. I'm not gonna think about it, as I said. We are just putting that there. Good. And we just need 5 times this. Let's just finish the output of these. And power everything. How are we usually powering this stuff? We need out and in. Oh, and these need to be filter in, or this one at least need to be filter inserter for crushed stone. Okay. Oh, I guess we'll get here like that. Sure. 2, 3, 4, 5. That goes in there. And I need more more normal red belt. Do we have any? Yes, somewhere. Good. Then we need to make this stuff, and we need to clarify this. I think we'll just turn all of these around to get the purified water in the middle, because that seemed to make sense to me before. And I need more of these. Let's just grab some. Power. And then we just need to make the resources, right? And put them in this build. So that should just be this. Which we need more space for, even if we squeeze it all the way up. But I had a lot more landfill anyway, so no problems. We should probably kill these. Okay. Good, so this is this an okay location for it? We can really put it where we want here. We will need fuel in though. Let's just do it right here. And switch these around. Good. Sulfuric wastewater, we will just put in a clarifier. If we ever get anything out of that. And we need fuel in. Whoops. Oh, fuel right there. Awesome. Totally planned as well. And we're making crotinium, that's good, that's what we want. We're making 7.5, and that should then scale all of these to 10 and 20. What have I forgotten? This we can hook up later. So let's just make sure that this will work. We need filters. We need it to be charcoal and not wood bricks though. But I guess we can just change that this once with a furnace. Good. Research. Sniper turret. Yes, please. Actually, do they require stuff? No, they're pretty simple to make. Okay. Good. No, don't do that. Stupid worm. Thank you. And let's just get this sped up a little bit. And we need some sulfur. I'm just thinking, why are we actually overflowing this out? Why can't we just have that connected? Because then it will actually feed itself the sulfuric wastewater, making sulfur and then starting up easier. Then it's only the filters we need to insert. I'm not going to do anything about that right now, but it's a thought for later at least. You are starting to get a little bit. Of course, it's not a lot of water that we have added, so that makes sense. These are also starting to work though, except that these underground pipes are not done. These are working, so that's good at least. Sniper turrets are done. Let's get these so we can get plasma turrets as well. We have some crucinium coming. We have our first chunk. We need to make this stuff. Okay. We have some nice space right here. Why don't we utilize that? Sure. Good. So we will start from the end, I guess. Two of those, making hydrochloric acid. Yes. And that needs to somehow come in here. Maybe we're just routing that around. I don't know. I need some pipe though, so I don't have to listen to that annoying sound all the time. That makes it harder for me to plan stuff. Good. We need 2 more of these. Making that stuff. You there. Then we split purified water. We need electrolyzers for that. Where are we gonna get the chlorine from in this? We're gonna use the saline water for that, right? Down there. And we will do matrix solving on that. This does not make any sense. Why? Oh, we're linked. Why does it say we are outputting 0 oxygen gas when we are obviously outputting oxygen gas? Didn't I have a better way to do this without sodium hydroxide? I guess that was when we talked about hydrogen. But we can't make this without a byproduct, right? No, we cannot. Okay, so we need to take care of this as well. But we're probably just gonna put that in this warehouse for now. Or put it in a liquefier. Isn't that the only thing that's needed to make it into maybe some water, I guess, but... the sodium hydroxide solution? Purified water, okay. Why are we producing 106 of this if we don't need more than 66? This is so weird. Also, what? This doesn't even need to be produced. If we produce this much, at least. Matrix solve again, please. I don't want any of that. I don't want any of this out. Oh, is that why? Now we're just producing enough saline water to make the needed chlorine. I guess it was trying to produce everything for this stuff as well before. But we don't want that, so we unlinked. Good. Would it be better to make this in a salination plant then? And then just have one machine for the purified water? Well, it's 2 less machines all in all, so I guess. We don't have salination plants though, so let's just go with the 5 hydro plants, sure. It isn't really a problem, so let's not worry about it. We need to split all of the... Wait, these are not needed anymore then. We just need 2 of them making both hydrogen and chlorine. And we need to burn any extra hydrogen that we have. And that's okay. We need purified water past all of this. And that's also okay, we're just gonna make something a little bit larger. I need more pumps for this to work, I think. So let's grab more. Eh. And I need some flare stacks, but we have that. Good. Oh. Okay. Good, so this goes in here. And this continues past. Okay, over there, sure. So if we power this, we will find out how much stuff I forgot about. We need to clarify some purified water, I think. Also, these numbers are not up to date. Yeah, we need to clarify a lot of purified water. Do we not have an overflow valve? I guess not. So we're making this, we are splitting that. Need to collect this. And put it in there. We will need to burn some of this hydrogen at some point. And we have this now, good. Good. So now we should have some crystals soon. How come we don't have any chunks down here? Guess I haven't connected all of this, of course. I forgot about the liquefaction of this. So let's just do that here. Again, it is very temporary. Do this. Good. We have chunks. We have crystals on just half a belt. Input that. We can transfer everything here. Whoops. We can set a recipe here that actually makes what we want. This. And we have our first bits of titanium. Then we need to make the smelting of that, of course, before we can make some better ore sorters and then make a whole new setup. Good. But unfortunately, that's all we have time for in this episode. So thank you all for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.